authentic, passionate, and hope-filled. That's what our students have truly embodied this year. They've truly embodied this mission statement that is so beautiful. We have truly seen this amazing growth of excitement and engagement and passion from our students this year. One fun story I wanted to share with you is this past year we've done lock-ins and different monthly events, but man, our kids really love lock-ins, I'll tell you what. A new game that we tried this year was called Explode-A-Melon. And what happens is you take these rubber bands, hundreds and hundreds of them, and you wrap them over a watermelon, and the first person or team to explode this watermelon wins. It sounds riveting, I know, but something that was so beautiful and amazing for me to witness is that these students were having so much fun. These 30 plus students were having so much fun putting these rubber bands around these watermelons, but they were also supporting one another. They were cheering each other on, and they were connecting with one another and doing it all in grace. They were doing it all in love and excitement. And you could tell like that's what this was about. It was about hanging out with each other, and it was about loving one another. This past year, we got to go on our first ever high school mission trip. And wow, I can't even begin to tell you how amazing that was to see our students experience something like that and to be doing it with them. A really amazing story that I'd love to share with you all is one night we were doing a foot washing ceremony where me and one other leader were washing our students' feet and praying over them. And this is after a long, sweaty day, so there was a couple of smells coming off of the students' feet. So it was interesting to say the least. But it was beautiful to pray for this young man. And then afterwards, he looked at me and said, "Ben, that's the first time I've experienced God's love. That's the first time I've experienced God's love." I was just so taken back by that. I was so taken back by that and reminded that that's what we're about at New Heights Youth. That's what we're about. We're about giving students opportunities to connect with others, but to also connect with Jesus. Something so cool here at New Heights is that our students have been embraced and loved and accepted. And one example of that is this amazing youth room, and how we've had amazing volunteers come and give their time and their pieces of wood and nails and hammers and all these things to make this room what it is. And we are so excited about it because it's not just a cool room, but it's a welcoming room. It's a place that our students can call home. It's a place that our students feel like is their own and that they can be safe in.
We are called to love our neighbor and love God. And one of the ministries that has been happening at New Heights for a long time is the mobile food pantry, which was hosted by New Heights once a month. And this mobile pantry was in the parking lot, so it was kind of a temporary arrangement. We knew that at some point in time we would need to turn this into something more permanent. 3 people on the servant care team, Brad Delwich, Pam Gatton, me, and myself, had this laid on our hearts that we needed to be looking for a spot for a permanent pantry. So about 3 years ago, we began this process, and we would hit some roadblocks, but we kept going because God kept telling us that this was the right thing to do. Heights Unlimited was birthed, and Heights Unlimited just opened about 2 weeks ago. We signed up volunteers from the community and from New Heights Lutheran, and 60 people came forward and are wanting to help. It's just totally amazing to see how God has worked in this community to bring people forward to serve their fellow man. Now, already in these just the last 2 weeks, we've had some incredible experiences, and I'd like to tell you a story about one situation where a mother and a teenage girl came in. They came for food, but they also wanted to see our clothing piece. And the teenage girl went back to the space and she looked around and she found a couple dresses and she was so excited. It was just incredible. She said, Mom, I want these dresses. Can I have them? And I said, certainly you can have them. She says, now I can go to the Phantom of the Opera with my high school class, dressed in a dress instead of pants. And she was beaming from ear to ear. So you see, we are making a difference the short time that we have been open.
So our theme this year has been trusting God with every step as we become a healthy, vital, and sustainable faith community. And wow, I have to say, what an incredible place to be a part of. What an incredible ministry to be able to be involved with. And as you've already heard in the last two segments, there's so much evidence here of how God is making us into this healthy and vital faith family. But more importantly now, as we turn our attention towards this future facility and what's next for us, the question of sustainability is really an important one. And I think at the center of that question is really, what are God's hopes and dreams for this faith community going forward? How does God want to use us to impact our community, not just today and tomorrow, but for years to come? And I think that's what we are doing right now. We are laying this incredible foundation for all the years to come down the road, for all those that will come after us. You know, a couple of stories that come to mind for me, though, as I think about our generosity. One has to do with how we're able to meet needs in our community. And as you're well aware, this last year we planned for a deficit budget, and that deficit budget meant we had limited resources to share to those in our community. And so as the end of the year rolled around, I had multiple requests from community members who were really in great need. In one particular instance, it was a single mom going through some very difficult times and needed some help making ends meet. Well, I didn't have much money left in my discretionary fund, and so I reached out to a number of mission partners privately. And you know what was so incredible to me is you all came through. But the one that really touched me the most was one of the families I reached out to. The parents shared with their teenage daughter about this situation. And this teenager in our congregation said, I want to help too. She took money out of her own paycheck to help pay someone else's heating bill so that they had what they needed for this winter. It was really incredible. You know, one of the keys to sustainability is people power. It's people sharing their gifts. And I think Heights Unlimited, what you just heard in the last segment, is right of what this is all about. Because of your generosity, because of your willingness to give and share, we have this brand new ministry that now is touching lives across our community and area. And that's only possible, A, because of the gifts of time and talent that you all are sharing. But also, what an incredible thing this matching gift challenge we had this December. And here we are as a church struggling to meet our own budget for the year. And then this incredible outpouring of giving, of generosity from people within the church and from our community to bring forward about $30,000 for this new ministry. Wow. God at work through this place, making it sustainable to not only meet the needs of our community today, but for days and months and years to come. God is awesome.